Dear subscriber of YouTube channel and likers and followers of my Facebook page, welcome to our today's recorded session. This is Mostafa Kamal before you. Today I'd like to discuss differences between formal writing and informal writing. While drafting any official letter or while writing anything in IELTS writing, or in our daily everyday matters, we have to write a lot of letters. Some of these letters are informal, while some others are formal letter. So we should know the differences between these two. And while writing anything, we have to know the rules, regulations, and we have to follow grammatical structures. We have to bring a variation of structures, lexical resources, these lexical resources, and so on. So let us start. What are the differences between formal letter and informal letter? If we go through, say, formal letter, differences between formal letter and informal letter, differences between formal letter, and informal letter. Informal letter. There are some specific differences in case of formal letter and informal letter. First one, if we talk about first one, in informal letter, contracted form are used. Contracted forms are used, but in formal letters, contracted forms are not used. Contracted form. So informal letter, contracted forms are used. So we have to know what are contracted forms. So we know I had, I'd, I would, I'd. He has, his. He is, his. So if I would like to say I would, contracted form is I'd. If I say I had, contracted form of this, I'd as well. And if we talk about he is, this is his. If we talk about he has, this is also his. So we have to understand the difference between seeing the sentences. When we go through the sentence, we can come to know whether this is I would or I had, whether this is he is or he has. So this contracted form can be used in case of informal letter. But in formal letter, contracted form cannot be used. So if I talk, so but in formal letter, contracted form cannot be used or are not used. But in formal letter, but in formal letter, or in case of formal letter, contracted forms are not used, are not used. So what we'll have to do, we will have to write full forms. We will have to write full forms. So I would like to ask you, while you are writing or drafting anything, say to communicate informal communication to your superior authority, or in any office or any organization, uh, within the organization or out of the organization, we will have to use formal uh, form. That means we cannot use contracted forms. Here we may start like this. I would like to know dash dash dash. I would like to know dash dash dash. I'd like to know the price. I'd like to know the things. I'd like to know the quality. I'd like to know, or I'd like to book a seat. or I would like to book a seat on dash. So this way, we will have to write whole forms in case of formal letter. In case of formal letter, we cannot write contracted forms. But in informal letter, when we are writing letter to our friends, our parents, or known person, we can use contracted form. But when we write letters to superiors or in any office or in any organization, this is formal letter, and this should not be in contracted form. I think you have got the point what I would like to mean. Next difference. Second one. Okay. Second one. Second point. In formal letters, more and more passive sentences are used. I'm telling again, in formal letters, more and more passive sentences are used. But in formal letter, more or more active sentences are used. Okay, I'm writing down in case of formal letter, more and more passive sentences are used. In case of formal letter, more and more passive sentences are used. More and more. If we would like to say, your response will highly be appreciated. Say, say if we write a sentence, say like this, your response will highly be appreciated, appreciated. Your response will highly be appreciated. Your response will highly be appreciated. Okay. Then they were directed to give us some information, or something like that. So they were directed. Okay, they will be informed in time. Okay, you will be communicated in written form. You will be informed timely. But all the people will be informed timely. Say another example, if we say all the people will be informed, all the people will be informed timely. This is also passive sentence, will be informed, will highly be appreciated. This is passive sentence. So in case of formal letter, we will have to write more and more passive sentences. But in informal letter, we will have to write active sentences. I'm giving an example, okay? But in case of informal letter, more and more active sentences are used. Okay, let us see. But in case of informal letter, in case of informal letters, more and more active sentences are used. Active sentences are used. In case of informal letters, more and more active sentences are used. More and more active sentences are used. If we want to say, I will be happy to have you reply on that. I will be happy. I'll be happy. I will be happy by receiving your response in time. happy to have you reply by receiving. To have you reply. To have you reply in time. I will be happy to have you reply. I will be happy. So this is contracted form, and active form as well. Active form as well. So in case of formal later, we will have to use more and more passive sentences. But in case of informal later, we will have to write more and more active sentences. Another difference or another distinguishment 3. What may be the another difference? 3. Point number 3. Here we have to keep one thing in our mind. That is, more and more models are used. More and more models are used in case of formal later. More and more models are used in formal. More and more models. More and more models are used in formal later. More and more modal or modal verbs are used in formal later. Say, I would like to attend the function. I would like to attend. I would like to attend the function. They could be happy hearing the news. They could be happy. They could be delighted hearing the news. Hearing the news. They could be delighted hearing the news. So modal verbs would, could, okay? Or I am looking forward to hearing something positive from you. Looking forward. This is also okay. I look forward to receiving your reply. I look forward to receiving your. I look forward. Forward to receiving your reply. To receiving your reply. I look forward to receiving your reply. So in case of formal letter, more and more modal verbs are used. But in case of informal letters, main verbs are used. Let us have a look here. But in case of informal letter, more and more verbs are used, not modal verbs. In case of informal letter, in case of informal later, more and more verbs are used. In case of informal letters, more and more verbs are used. Say, I want to pass some time with you. As an example, I want to pass some time with you. I want to pass some time with you. So verb is used here. There is no modal verb. Verb is used here. I need more information about it. I need more information about it. More information about it. I need more information about it. I need more information about it. Say, I hope to hear from you soon. Hope to hear from you soon. From you soon. Hope to hear from you soon. Hope to hear. All these sentences have been started with verb. There is no modal verb here. So in case of informal writing, we will use verb forms instead of using modal verbs. So another distinguishing So these are the main things. Okay. Another thing is complementary clause. Complementary clause, there is another difference in writing complementary clause. When we end the letter, we finishes it with a complementary clause. Here, in case of formal writing, we should write yours faithfully, but in informal writing, yours sincerely, yours faithfully, yours sincerely, yours faithfully, yours sincerely. Okay. Uh, okay. Another difference for number 4. In formal writing, complementary clause will be with yours faithfully. I'm telling again, complementary clause will be with complementary clause finishing will be with yours faithfully. Just have a look. In formal writing, complementary clause will be with yours faithfully, yours faithfully, yours faithfully. But in case of informal writing, it should be yours sincerely. Okay, but in formal writing, it should be with yours sincerely. But in informal writing, it should be with yours sincerely, sincerely. So these are the main differences. These are the main differences in formal writing and informal writing. In another tutorial, we will discuss new issues that will be of your help, and we hope, would like to say, you will stay connected with our YouTube channel and our Facebook page. So we hope to meet you with another new video that will be much more effective than this one for the next time. Thank you all for watching us.